Hello, welcome back to Whisky Wednesday. Another Wednesday, another whisky review with me, Joe. So, this week, reviewing a special bottling of Kininvie. Now, this is a Speyside distillery, basically at the back of the Balvenie distillery. So it's almost basically just like a still house. So it just distills spirit, puts it into casks. So it is that kind of typical Speyside style. Now, it's a bit of an oddball distillery because, by the way, presented beautifully in this black box with a little sheet, etc. This is a 23-year-old. Anyway, back to the distillery. They haven't released much at all in the way of their own single malts. Most of what they produce goes straight into blends, and it's a big component of the Monkey Shoulder blended malt. Now, this is the batch 2 under the distillery name. They've released some other whiskies under names such as Hazelwood Special Editions. They've released a 17-year-old for Taiwan, but this was released to the main UK market, so it wasn't quite a major release. Still quite limited. It was expensive. This is a half bottle, as you can probably see, and it was about £90 odd, about £95 I believe. So a full-size bottle of this effectively cost £200. So it's an expensive whiskey. Pour a nice dram out. Now it tells me on here, batch 002, bottle number 09811. So yeah, there wasn't a huge amount of bottles. So I think they're about maybe 13,000 bottles. Bottled at 42.6%. It says matured in a mixture of hogshead and sherry butts. 1990 vintage. Now I've noticed a lot of distilleries in the last kind of year or so have been releasing 1990 vintages. Old Pulteney did it, Balblair did it, Highland Park have recently done it. Was 1990 a particularly good, kind of prominent year for distilling whiskey? I think it seems so. So yeah, Kininvie, the distillery itself, it's not available for tours. It is at the back of the Balvenie distillery, and effectively it's a still house, but it produces a huge amount of spirit. Now onto the nose, colour-wise, just a kind of golden colour. Onto the nose, let's go. 23 years old, Speyside single malt. On the nose, I kind of get oak, as you would expect for a whiskey that old. Mainly that bourbon, ex-bourbon barrel coming through. So, kind of banana, cream toffee. There's almost like it reminds me of rhubarb and custard sweets, if you've ever had those. Kind of confected sweets. Well, see, sweets are confected. Kind of confectionery is what I meant to say. Yeah, rhubarb and custard sweets, banana. Kind of chewy toffee. I get a little bit of the sherry cask coming through. Maybe it's a little bit cold. A little bit of the sherry cask. So maybe kind of slightly sugary raisins. Almonds I get as well. And it is kind of quite floral as well, kind of buttercups. A bit of kind of almost like strawberry cream as well. Right, onto the taste. Taste-wise, the first impressions is it's very typical Speyside, and more so typical bourbon cask matured Speyside. So just sweet, vanilla driven, apples, pears, bananas, very soft, so it's very easy drinking. It's quite kind of buttery, and it feels quite kind of silky on the palate, that kind of buttery, fatty mouthfeel. Let's give it another taste. The second taste, it doesn't really develop any further. I'm getting a little bit more oaky spice. A little bit of that kind of, again, that bourbon influence coming through. So charred, spicy oak. Again, kind of predominantly vanilla-led flavours coming through. Cracked black pepper. Spicy custard. A little bit of clove maybe. I don't get much of the sherry influence. It is there, kind of in the background, giving you kind of raisins. But it doesn't really go anywhere. It's just a nice flavour, a kind of enjoyable, tasty flavour. One more try for the final thought. Honey, apples, caramelised pears. Look, it's a good whiskey. Very, very good quality whiskey. Taste-wise, it's a lovely taste. However, my problem is that it's 23 years old whiskey. It's £90, or it'll be over that now because it's a collectible item and very limited production for a half bottle. Now, you can get 23-year-old Speyside whiskies, full bottles, for less than £100 or thereabouts. Or you can get whiskies in this style of a similar age that taste very similar to this for much better value. So score-wise, look, it's good, it tastes nice. There's not a huge amount of complexity. It doesn't really kind of go any further than those nice kind of vanilla notes, sweetness. It's not complex enough for me, for the money you spend. However, it's nice to be able to try Kininvie. Nice that they've released it into the UK market. But yeah, I think I was just disappointed that it cost £90 for a small bottle. And to me, it's just it's very, very similar to Balvenie, which you'd kind of expect, to be honest. And you can see why they use it for blending. It's a very, very good flavour. For me, it lacks that kind of level of interest and complexity that I was expecting for having paid, you know, near to £100 for a half bottle. But it's one of those distilleries that it's hard to get hold of. I've tried it now. If you've tried it, let me know. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Have you tried the old 17-year-old? Have you tried any of the rare Hazelwood releases? Have you tried the Taiwan release? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Have you tried Kininvie? So yeah, 7 out of 10. Please share the video, and I will see you next week for yet another whiskey review. Next week again, I want to do a couple more reviews in the week. I've got some Aaron to review. I've got some whiskey selections just down there. I've got some Jack Daniels I'm going to be reviewing, and more whiskey every week with me, Joe. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.